a therapy that I've developed, being in this field, obviously for over 30 years, I've developed this therapy which really is helping my clients heal very, very quickly. And it's a form of therapy that goes straight to the point where you need to understand why you have to heal, or you want to heal, or some trauma you've had in your life. And this is where it's helping my clients. And alhamdulillah, I'm getting a lot of good feedback. Like, after 2 sessions, 3 sessions, people felt, well, as it says, transformational, that they begin to change for the better and for the more positive. So there's therapies like CBT. Also, I'm also CBT trained as well. There's NLP. There's different types of person-centered, obviously, therapies. But this is a very unique form of therapy, and it's unique because it's tailor-made to each client. So when people come, obviously, to see me, once I've had the first session and I've done an assessment, usually in the first session, alhamdulillah, I'll realize what the issues are and what I need to work with. And that's what I usually do. And once I know, it's like putting the puzzle together, and then the healing journey obviously begins. So this is this how I feel is very different to other therapies. Like I said, I will use different therapies as well, but my main thing is using the way that I actually perceive the client and the needs of the client. And after the assessment, alhamdulillah, like I said, the journey will begin. When people come, you look at their, for example, it says core beliefs. So people have this core belief, and this core belief may be coming from their childhood or some experience they had in their childhood. And the main thing that I deal with a lot is the fact that people feel that they're not good enough. And when they feel that, then they, even though they may be doctors or they may be very high flying in their profession that they are, they always carry this belief. And in my second book, which goes through a lot of things about my therapy, this is the second book here. There's a chapter I've written about. It's called Seeds in Their Mind. And this is the seeds that we plant in young minds, in children's minds. And no matter how much they achieve, if you've told a child that they're silly or stupid or they won't be able to achieve much, that's what they carry through into adulthood. And that's the bit that I challenge and change their core beliefs. And it's very difficult to explain exactly how I do this because, like I said, it's tailor-made to each individual, but mainly changing the way that their belief system is about themselves to a journey where they're more positive. And then it's like, I always describe this like the caterpillar and the butterfly stage. So, they become free, they achieve their potential, and alhamdulillah, whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala designed for them, that's what they do. And it's brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant when it happens. It's job satisfaction, alhamdulillah. So I suppose the end result to most things is I'm not good enough. I'm not lovable. I haven't been accepted by my parents for whatever reason. So then we carry that core belief with them, obviously till adulthood, until it's challenged. Sadly, sometimes people don't challenge it because not everybody comes to therapy, but the people that do challenges those beliefs that come from kind of, for example, if somebody's been bullied, then their self-esteem is very low. So it's a system of, okay, having a low self-esteem and then feel that you're not good enough. So the target that I do is for them to understand their core beliefs and then target the self-esteem into high self-esteem. Because you have to remember, everybody was created with talents and everybody is important. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave everybody a gift. We fail to recognize that because our belief system makes us feel we're not good enough. So I suppose, alhamdulillah, because I've been in the job for such a long time, when people come into the session, they'll tell me a few things. For example, if they suffer from anxiety, then straight away I will know something has happened for them to feel that anxiety. So then it's like I said, it's like putting a puzzle together, and then I'll ask things like, for example, how was your parents' marriage? What did you remember as a child? Did something happen? And usually about 10 things that I've looked at and defined them. and it's usually one of those things, or maybe two of those things, or three of those things. And sometimes I'll go through all the 10 things, and I'll say, look, what was it? If you like to choose what happened, or if you like to let me know what happened, and then they'll probably say, well, the last three or the first three, because people sometimes even find it hard to say that. How do people know they have low self-esteem, like for whatever, if that is their core belief? So people who have low self-esteem, and again, I've written about it in my book, is that they'll people please quite a lot. They'll always feel that they're not accepted, so they'll try extra hard. They may make wrong choices in life, be very easily manipulated, become very passive. So these are some of the symptoms. So self-sabotage, self-doubt. So then you know that this person will have, and if they have low self-esteem, then you'll have to go back and understand where they actually lose their self-esteem, because nobody's born with low self-esteem. You never see a baby crying and saying, oh no, I can't disturb my mother because, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. No, a baby will scream. They have high self-esteem. They know their needs and wants. But later in life, something happens and we lose it. So my job is to help you find that again and find yourself. I think that's the work that I do. I help people find themselves, and then they love themselves again, which is not a bad thing. Okay, so just to say that most of us get trapped in our own emotional prison, and there is a key, and we need to find that key because it's out there. So don't be trapped. My book is available on Amazon, and I think some Islamic bookshops are actually stocking it now. So those are the main places you can buy: eBay, Amazon. And it's helping a lot of people, brothers and sisters.